Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I'm Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Whoa. You know, after your comments last week, Dan, I think you must be suspended. So.
Oh, yeah, shit. I forgot about that.
All right. What's up?
Yeah. Threw a chair, too. No, I didn't throw a chair. It was my buddy that threw a chair. But yeah, it's all good.
He bit somebody, too, but
that was all Dan.
Toe in the line.
Dan looks like a biter.
Yeah. You gotta win somehow.
And let's not forget who else we have with us tonight.
And Mike Kruger.
Welcome to primetime, bitch.
And I think you could have taken out the elite on your own, Kruger. I'm liking your shot.
I mean, dude, they're like what, $1.60?
I mean, a bunch of flippy, non-tough guys. Yeah, I think he's fun.
We need to have our version of this. I don't know who we pick a fight with, but yeah,
it's you and me, motherfucker.
Yeah,
he means
we're on the same team. Goddamn, different podcast. Yeah, let's bite somebody.
Yeah, I think we've dealt with that enough in other things.
Who do we bite, chat? Come on. Jess Graham. We'll bite Jess Graham. Let's.
Okay. Well, as you see, Pugs isn't here. Pugs is doing all right. They're asking in the chat. He's getting better. He's on the mend. So hopefully we'll have him back soon. So
yeah, just that. Wears you out, but he's doing well.
Yeah. What do we have tonight, Dan? You might as well just let him know now.
Yes.
The
return of our post show tonight on patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures, which all starts at just $1. And we will also be dropping another early /tober. So be sure to check that out as well. So lots of Patreon content for you guys tonight. But yeah, so aside from
Dan is getting suspended a lot these days, right? Stay off of Twitter, Dan.
I didn't get suspended from Twitter.
We can't add friends or anything, or
inaccurate for like a few days because I was catching up.
Oh, you didn't have a panic attack. We'll talk about the other thing going on in our post show. Fuck it.
Yeah, that thing's so weird. But yeah, stories for the Patreon. So how's Halloween going for you guys so far? Have you done any Halloween themed events or anything this week?
Nope. I'm gonna get tickets again for the Tunnel of Terror. I need my car wash, so fuck it.
Oh my god. Are you gonna live stream it again? You should.
Maybe I'll take the cameras and properly set them up this time.
Yeah.
And that's the car wash haunt, right?
Fun in the house,
yeah.
That was kind of cool.
I like it because it legitimately washes my car too. They don't vacuum it, but whatever. I want to see these clowns fucking vacuuming my shit too.
I wasn't sure if that would stick around, post pandemic, because there were a lot of those, and I know they're not as fun maybe as a regular haunt that you walk through, but it was cool. We didn't have a whole lot going on at that time, and yeah,
those kind of disappear, but I think this one's the whole car wash gimmick keeps it going. They actually opened up another location.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
I want to say Ontario, so maybe no, Tornado's not in Ontario. Never mind.
Oh, by the way, happy Mandiversary. Mandy came out 4 years ago today.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
All right, maybe it's time for me to rewatch it.
I'm rewatching it tonight afterwards.
Are you?
Very cool. I'm actually going to Netherworld, which I'm excited. That's like one of the big Atlanta. Well, not Atlanta anymore. It's Stone Mountain haunts. So I'll be doing that. And tomorrow, Todd, I'm gonna have to take care of some little person business, Todd.
Oh no. You got
I'm going to.
That's not what you said last time, Dan.
No, you were the one that started all that. I'm going to a dwarf wrestling event tomorrow.
I'm gonna get Phil on the phone right now. I don't mean Punk.
Just one King Kong Bundy joke gone bad. But yeah, no, gonna be at that tomorrow. So not really Halloween themed, but nonetheless fun.
I've always wanted to wrestle like a little person. I think that would be just so goddamn fun. I almost did once, Octagon Seiko, but
just say besides Louie.
I mean, He's like think above 5 foot, so he doesn't qualify.
Do you ever spar with Haley? That definitely counts.
I guess that's fair. But like I never got to like suplex her like halfway across the like imagine how far I could suplex one of those motherfuckers. It would be
Maybe
amazing.
you should have.
Oh man, that'll be awesome. I'll try and take some photos. I've never actually been to a separate event for this. I've seen like little person wrestling, but I've never been to a separate event for it. So it should be cool. It's in a bar. Should be a good time.
That's how the one we all went to was.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's not the guy you don't like. We didn't go to his either.
Good.
And, shout out to the chat. Know a lot of people are curious about our thoughts on Barbarian. We will, of course, next
FLUX.
week. Yes. We will also be doing Pearl next week. So we've got some pretty
Very
stacked
exciting.
shows.
Well, you could we have the lineup for next week, Dan. We can read that at the end. I'll go over them.
Cool. So yeah, I
Next
think
up.
that's all in the way of news. So let's get started, guys, with our first film of the evening, which is Maneater from writer-director Justin Lee. And in Maneater, what better place to drown your sorrows than an idyllic island paradise?
I can give
That
you
was-
5.
That was the idea when Jesse's friends convinced her not to let a broken engagement stand in the way of enjoying her prepaid honeymoon. Their sorrows weren't the only thing going to drown on their trip, especially with a man-eating shark swimming just below the surface.
Matt, I was saying you're mad because there's no Ace Steel cameo. Or Tyson, that works too.
They need to make that happen before the joke gets old. But yeah, we'll make that happen. So interesting cast here: Shane West, Jeff Fahey, Trace Adkins, who all of a sudden is like just in all sorts of random shit. So we've reviewed a lot of shark movies recently. Kruger, how does this one stand up for you?
The opening scene, we see this diver get eaten alive by, a shark, and it's fucking practical. And I was like, holy shit. Are we finally going to get another practical shark movie? Not fucking quite. There's a lot of CGI in here, but I will give them props for having a few tiny scenes. Like they're just like a glimpse. You could blink and miss it. But there are some scenes in here that utilize practical effects, which is not what you typically get with these low budget shark flicks. So I commend them for that. But that's really about where the good is for me. The acting just I thought was terrible. It reminded me of a Lifetime movie. Like this is like even like not just the acting, the atmosphere, the way the dialogue is, some of the soundtrack. It was like a Lifetime shark movie. And the kills, they're not terrible, but I was just bored to shit. And all the Jaws references just kept making me cringe.
You're like, motherfucker, we just watched Jaws.
Yeah.
Why are you going to remind me of a good shark movie?
Well, and that's really what it did. I mean, they even do the bigger boat line. I'm just like, come fuck on, guys. I mean, you couldn't have think of something a little bit like, yeah, if that hasn't been done to death at this point in the shark genre, I mean, I don't know what the fuck. And, this didn't give us anything new. We've seen this happen 1,000 times before, and again, I could probably give you 5 movies that do it better than this one. So overall, I hated it, to be honest, which really sucked because that first couple of minutes, I was so motherfucking excited. And then it just, it totally took a turd right in my fucking cereal. So, yeah, I couldn't recommend this one. I haven't watched actually a lot of the ones that you guys recently have reviewed. Swim?
That was a good one.
Okay. Yeah, because there was the Swim, there was the Reef the Reef sequel that just recently came out, and but this just is another one that's going to fall into shark movie obscurity.
What was that? The Alicia Silverstone one?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a no-go for me, but maybe you guys had some fun with it.
I'm curious, Dan. Well, here, I'll go first. I kind of agree with Kruger, or actually, I really do agree with Kruger. Because if I'm gonna have a dumb shark movie, I'd rather have something like a swim or a ghost shark. This one's trying
Santa
to just
Jaws.
Santa Jaws. Because if you're gonna pull off a serious one, that high bar is unattainable. No one's gonna top Jaws. So if you're going serious, you gotta do it well, and I don't think they nailed it. I think it's a good looking movie. It's the colors pop, but I mean overall it was just the references do not help it. I think that hurts it actually.
Yeah.
Dan, what about you? 5?
very Lifetime atmosphere.
Which is not always a bad thing, though. Look at Stepfather.
For you.
Wow.
Not crazy Lifetime, just very melodramatic.
Are you talking about the Stepfather remake?
The original.
Oh, the original. Okay.
They're both very soap opera. Sorry, Lifetime movie.
That predates Lifetime.
I know, but that's
the story.
We'll do a franchise show for that eventually.
I've watched it like once.
Right.
Oh, I love Stepfather, but this one is very soap opera with the shark. There were a couple moments that made me laugh. I thought it was interesting because they're kind of setting up Trace Adkins' character for more, which is unusual. They try to give him some like badass lines. I think at one point it was "Devils don't bleed; it's just a fish."
He probably gave me the most amusement with this bad dialogue.
or cue like dramatic music because his daughter, of course, is the one that gets killed at the beginning of the film. My daughter, she liked blueberry pancakes. Dramatic pause. Do you like blueberry pancakes? And it was just. Some of it just made me laugh because it was just so out there. They tease nudity, which you should never do. I don't know why movies do that if you're not going to deliver.
Bottom nudity too, which was weird.
Was it? I didn't catch it.
She took I think it was the Asian chick. She took her bottoms off, but didn't take her top off. It was weird.
Yeah, I didn't think they showed anything though, unless I blinked.
No, they teased it.
Yeah, that was just. I mean, I know that's again not all movies need it, but don't tease it in a B.
This one
movie.
did.
Yeah, this one could have used it for sure. Not everything. It's a beautiful looking movie. I believe they shot this in Maui. It looked like Maui to me, and very gorgeous Hawaiian locations. I'm sure everybody signed on for this for a free vacation, most likely. Shane West doesn't have a whole lot to do. Jeff Fahey doesn't have a whole lot to do. It's mostly Nikki Whalen and Trace Adkins are essentially the stars. And it's not as CG heavy as a lot of these movies. That's kind of a plus.
The CG that's there though isn't very good at all.
Sure.
There was one scene where they just like a fin came out of the water and it had like the worst water dripping off of it I've ever fucking seen.
There's some moments, but by shark movie standards, it's a good looking, decent budgeted shark flick, and it doesn't do anything new. I mean, we've just got Psycho Shark and. I don't really see any reason you need to watch it. It didn't annoy me like some recent shark movies.
See, that's where I was at. I was fucking annoyed.
I think our tolerance has been raised. What was our last one, Dan?
Oh God, I can't. They all bleed Sharkula.
Sharkula, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do have Pug Slots because he did get this one in.
Oh, okay.
All right. This must be the way Dan sees himself as a fisherman. Those kids stole the line about the captain's hat and beard from watching our show. Great taste.
And now Kruger's paying him back for stealing.
Anyway, Make-A-Wish Quint is hysterical with his one-liners. The rest of the characters are dumb, and I wanted them all to get eaten quickly. The plot sucked. And sadly, the shark sucked too. I was laughing at it way more than with it. Okay. I wish I had liked it more. All it did was give me a craving for blueberry pancakes.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, now I want. That's like the best kind of pancakes. Nothing like fresh blueberries on top. Nothing beats that. One kill that I actually kind of liked. It wasn't even a shark biting. It was when the mild spoiler, but it doesn't matter for this movie. Where the girl like cracks her head on the
that was decent.
Quick, and it was actually that was kind of cool. Wasn't expecting it, and yeah, I didn't hate this one. Again, I'm so burnt out on these movies. I think it more or less is average. It's never bored me. I guess I'll put it that way. It's just you gotta. I think Todd hit the nail on the head. You have to either really go crazy with it at this point, or
do something different. I mean, I don't think it's that hard to do something different in the shark genre. I mean, Open Water did it.
A lot of copied Open Water though too. I've seen a lot of just like that exact. Yeah, there's just a lot, and yeah, man. Give me Ghost Shark more often than not.
My problem too is that it's always a great white. Like, switch it the fuck up a little bit. Like, I would love to see a fucking, a nasty, gigantic, mutated hammerhead shark go and rip some people up, or
that'd be cool.
Give me a fucking lemon shark, something. Just I'm tired of seeing the fucking great white.
I don't know. They have to come up with. I don't know if like lemon shark is gonna work, but
it would be funny though.
There is
sour.
There is one with Jeffrey Combs and William Forsythe called Hammerhead. It's
I know exactly what you're saying. There's that, and there was a couple in like the early 2000s that sci-fi used to play. I think there was like a bull shark one too, and
yeah.
But yeah, the thing that pissed me off actually, and what made me go from just like disliking this movie to hating it completely, is the fucking audacity they have with that ending being like, "Oh, we got some more of these planned for you motherfuckers for sequels." It's like, no, you're fucking not.
I want to see a sequel where you just get a shark that just like, I don't know, jumps out of nowhere and like eats Trace Adkins' blueberry pancakes.
And that's after him. He's pissed off.
No, doesn't even bite him. Just like jumps past and like eats the whole plate.
And now Trace Adkins is fucking going to hunt him down for his blueberry pancakes.
They killed my daughter.
I mean, this sounds like a better fucking movie than this.
Stole my pancakes. My dead daughter's pancakes.
Yeah, he's like at a Denny's and he like is like talking to her, but she's not there. The waitress is just like thinks it's really weird and depressing, and shark just like eats her pancakes. So yeah, there you go. That's more melodramatic too. Fits the life.
So after that great plot pitch, what do you give this one, Dan?
I am very burnt out on shark movies, but it made me laugh a few times. I'm going to be generous and say 2.5.
I'm a little lower. I'm a 2.
I'm a half
Pugs,
star.
You're a half star, and Pugs is 1.5.
So
fuck you and your pancakes, says Kruger. Goddamn.
Fuck you and your dead daughter's pancakes. Blueberry sucks. Chocolate chip for life, motherfucker.
I thought her
Waffle House peanut butter and chocolate. That's all.
Oh yeah.
I'm still paid for that last meal, but it still sounds delicious.
Dude, waffle. I was telling my friend this. Nothing is better when you're fucking drunk as fuck at like 4 a.m. and then you just roll up to a fucking Waffle House. It's the best.
Yeah. Oh man. God damn it! You're making me hungry.
Yeah, now I'm hungry too, you bastard.
Oh man. So yes. Anyways, Maneater. Shit. God, this has got to be like the 20th shark movie we've done just this year. I swear to God.
There's been a lot. Like it was weird. 2020 was a little light on it, but obviously but then 2021 and this year, I feel like there's at least 25.
Yeah, it has to be.
It doesn't help this year. I watched Jaws 3 times, so it really hurts. The other ones.
I haven't done a rewatch of Deep Blue Sea in forever. I know the CGI doesn't hold up, but I do want to rewatch it just because I love watching Sam Jackson get eaten by that fucking shark.
Last time I revisited, I didn't like it as much as I did initially, but I still had enough fun with it.
There's like 3 of them bitches now, right?
Yeah.
And 1.5 good ones.
It does look more like a Sci-Fi Channel movie than a Hollywood blockbuster now, but it's still entertaining. I think we revisited that one like 3 or 4 years ago.
I know you might have when we did the sequel. Did we do the trilogy when we did the?
Yeah, I feel like we probably did, or at least I watched it then, and I was like, yeah, it's entertaining. It's, you know.
I know I hadn't seen the second at that point, so I watched all 3.
One shark movie I actually do enjoy, and it's weird because it's a found footage shark movie, but Open Water 3 is halfway decent.
I remember I'd have to rewatch. I know I don't think there's any of the Open Waters I hated.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've seen 2, but I threw 3 on one day because I was like,
there's
found footage. All right.
There's no sharks in 2. It's called Adrift. It was actually originally called Adrift, right? Was it Adrift, Dan? Was that what it was?
Man.
Okay. Well,
together.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Adrift. Adrift or something.
And then
they renamed it.
Yeah, because it fit perfect. Yeah. But I think because Open Water had sharks, because technically Open Water, it still works, but people associated it with the sharks. So
and I'm trying to think any other good one. Like, I can't think of any. Like, I know a lot of people love The Reef. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was boring. I can't think of any like other ones that have been really great.
Yeah.
Unless Trace Adkins is in it, I don't care anymore.
Fair enough.
All right. So moving on. Moving on to our next film, which is a horror anthology from co-directors Jameson M. Locascio and Adam Ambrosio, and it is How Dark They Prey. And in this one, 4 dark tales about the haunting nature of man and the unknown, from World War II to alien investigation, finding the occult, and kidnapping with torture. All right. So How Dark They Prey. So this is a very small budget but high concept anthology. The stories, I think, are very ambitious, and I did actually enjoy some of them quite a bit. I'm not going to lie, the opening, the alien story, there was nothing really to it. And I was like, oh, fuck. So like most anthologies, there is a dud in there. I did not care at all for the UFO story. I just didn't think there was much of anything to that, and it kind of ends just as it's getting interesting anyways. I did like the World War II story. It's very low budget, so I'm not so sure that these the wardrobe was on point for World War II. I did like that story though quite a bit, with the 2 soldiers under fire and then the Nazi officer that comes into it. I thought solid story. It might leave some people wanting more, but I did enjoy that. I love World War II themed horror anyways, so that was a pretty solid story. It's more suggesting than shown though, so once again, it just depends what kind of horror fan you are. The third story, I believe it was, pardon me if I'm getting any of these out of order, is where I think it really starts to hit its stride. And it's about this younger guy dealing with some drama with his alcoholic mom. And he's just out walking the lake and meets an older man who teaches him how to fish and ends up giving him his knife, which is more than just a knife. And I like this story a lot. I will say it's I won't give too much away, but definitely of the Lovecraftian variety. I thought the 2 actors were really on point, and this one I love that one. This is where it hits its stride. And that's a good thing about an anthology is it just builds. So like the first one was kind of a dud, the second one was better, and it builds. The fourth story, which Kruger, if there was one for you to watch, I think it would be the fourth one. I'm not gonna spoil the twist. I'll just say if you are a Hanna-Barbera fan or grew up with Hanna-Barbera, there's a hell of a laugh in this one. It follows a woman who gets pulled over by a cop, and I don't know if there's much else I can say about it. I'll just say it's a slasher storyline, but it's a comedic slasher storyline, and it gets pretty batshit. This one had me laughing my ass off. And I think it saved a decent film for being just a little bit above that. Once again, very low budget, but I think the imagination was there. And I love anthologies in general. This one, I thought, was the best story and really made it worth watching. Todd, what did you think overall?
I'm with you. Like the last story was obviously the best. I wasn't the World War II when I wasn't huge, but you also know I'm not a Puppet Master 3 guy, so
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's just World War whatever too.
just don't like, yeah.
I don't like them Nazis, I guess. I don't know.
We're not supposed to, Todd.
Oh, okay. Well, well then it's good. Yeah, but it does have that momentum building. It starts off slow and we kind of go, but yeah, I think that last story is what really saved it for me. I do want to mention, if you guys want to check it out, it does hit streaming this Friday.
Cool.
Yeah, this digital. But yeah, it's worth the watch. I think some people might have a little issue with some of the earlier stories, but stick it out.
Yeah, the first one's the only dud. It's very rare in an anthology that everyone is on point. There's usually always at least one story where you're like, eh. And I don't know. I really had a great time with it. I thought, again, I don't want to give away the gag, but I thought the when the killers come into it in the fourth story, I laughed my ass off. I thought that was just really, really funny. And yeah, so surprisingly solid and at times even great indie horror anthology. I had a good time with it. So we'll go ahead and rate it. So there was the one dud, but and maybe the wraparound could have been a little more strong. They could have used a little something there. So I'm going to give it a 3, but stories 3 and 4 were damn good. I almost want to go higher, but overall, I'm going to give it a 3. What say you, Todd?
Yeah, I'm on par with it. Like I said, that last one I did really like, and that really that's where the bulk of this rating's coming from.
All right, so there you go. Moving on to our next one, which I think we reacted to the trailer probably a little while ago on one of our trailer reaction shows, and that is FLUX GOURMET from writer-director Peter Strickland. And in this film, it is set in an institute devoted to culinary performance. A culinary collective, finds themselves embroiled in power struggles, artistic vendettas, and gastrointestinal disorders. All right, so this one's, if you're familiar with Peter Strickland's work, he directed In Fabric, which is one that I'm a fan of. He also directed a while back, 10 years ago, I think now, Barbarian Sound Studio with Toby Jones. That one I love a lot, and that explores some similar themes that this movie explores. And yeah, so I am a fan of those. Obviously, it feels like I'm leading to something, but I'm going to let you go first, Kruger. But before I do, you may recognize, I'm a big fan of hers, Ariane Labed. She was in Yorgos Lanthimos' Dogtooth, which I fucking love Dogtooth. She was also in his movie Alps. There's a lot of familiar faces here if you watch a lot of indie film. Well, not indie, foreign films, I should say. Indie films too.
And we
Yeah.
need to mention this will be released on Shudder
Thursday, absolutely. So, Kruger, I will be shocked if you like this one, but let's see.
I mean, yeah, there's no surprise there. One thing I'll say, just going in, the trailer definitely leaned more like it was going to be a horror movie. This wasn't really horror at all, but it is weird. And I will say I did like the main character that's keeping notes, documenting everything that's happening, and him and his gas problem, for lack of a better term. There were some funny moments with that, but the story was just extremely confusing. And like, once you do get the grip on what actually is happening, it does start to make a little bit more sense. But it wasn't for me. That's really like the best way I could give my opinion on it. It was just weird, and the direction it takes in the last 40 minutes really made it hard for me to finish, to be honest with you, because I was already checked out. I was kind of waiting for some horror shit to happen. Then they took a whole nother turn, and I was just like, all right, well, fucking, we got 40 minutes to go. This is going to be rough, but let's get through it. And by the end, I was just glad the movie was over. But I can see some people, especially if you're into like really weird artsy movies, I can see people liking it. Just wasn't for me.
Too weird, too artsy. Yeah, and I do like his first two films. That's what's kind of a bummer. I was looking forward to this.
You liked In Fabric?
Yeah,
I know we didn't review it. I didn't know.
No, we did.
Okay.
I don't know why we didn't. Yeah, it was just total bust for me. I don't really have anything else.
Okay. Yeah, no,
Let's see. Hold on. Before you go, Dan, can I give a guess?
Go for it.
The food stuff bothered you?
Oh yeah, no, that was
for sure.
Yeah, I was watching. I was like, oh, poor Dan.
Yeah, that had me looking away a couple times. But I don't think that's going to affect anybody that doesn't have that phobia. So this is definitely his worst film, in my opinion. His movies are always interesting. I mean, again, Barbarian Sound Studio, I like that one quite a bit. It's stretching it to call this a horror movie. It's kind of a more of a satire, dark comedy, if I had to put a label on it. It's kind of a satire on pretentious art collectives
while being both pretentious at the same time.
Yeah, culinary collectives, I should say. Yeah, just pretentious artists. It's kind of a satire mixed with some very highbrow toilet humor, I guess we could say. I don't know that this is gonna find a big audience. I do think that somebody out there will really love this. It didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. He's a very good filmmaker, but this one's just kind of a miss. I don't think it'll have the same following. I haven't actually watched Duke of Burgundy yet. But I don't think it'll have that same following that In Fabric or Barbarian has. It's just great actors though. Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones, she's great. I just found myself maybe they just needed something a little bit more to get me even remotely interested in the characters. I didn't care. It stretched on too long. I had a couple laughs towards the beginning, some awkward humor that hit, but then it was just kind of a slog to get through it, unfortunately. So there you go. I don't always like these.
I'm proud of you,
movies,
Dan.
So.
I'm proud of you, Dan. Let's see if I stay proud of you.
If it was A24, I think this would.
Oh my God, he would have gave it a 5.
No, wouldn't I? Just bodies.
You know what?
Bodies.
Stop.
I
Stop.
shit
Dan
all over that.
Dan
Fuck
doesn't
you,
even
guys.
watch A24 movies. I forget.
Fuck.
He watches like here and there.
And you know what? This is a weird one, but I did notice this. The shit scene. I'll just say that didn't look realistic at all.
That's your big complaint?
I don't know. I just it kind of like, man, I think you could have made that look a little more. I mean, it's disgusting.
You wanted the solo quality shit. Mangia.
Yes, they needed solo shit. They didn't have solo shit, so I'm holding it against them.
Okay, well, I can't even give you anything about that. So, how does that affect your rating, though, Dan?
This one, honestly, is really hard to rate. Ghost, I know you said you're going to see it. I'd be curious to get your thoughts. It's a miss. It's not a poorly made movie. I don't think I'll ever need to watch it again. I don't think I missed anything, really. It's just muddled, and it didn't work. I'm a 1 because I'll never watch it again. And I think most of you are going to hate this. But I do want to hear if you have a strong defense for this movie, please, by all means, weigh in the comments. It just, this is one weirdo art house movie that I didn't like. So there you go. What say you, Kruger?
1 out of 5 as well.
Okay.
Damn, I'm the lowest. I'm a half.
Wow.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, I was getting annoyed while I was like, is this fucker over? Well, there goes that screener account.
Making Todd want to watch wrestling at this point. So yeah. But we'll see. I'm kind of curious I haven't heard anybody's thoughts on this one yet, so I'm kind of curious to hear from people after.
Let's see. This is a question for Dan. Wow, a 1. Is this worse than Halloween Kills?
I think he gave Halloween Kills a half.
Oh,
I did,
no.
but you don't think? Okay.
No, I would watch this again before Halloween Kills.
Bam.
Halloween Kills.
Daily Ghost knows what up. A24 poser. He doesn't watch those movies.
I watch everything but the fucking TV shows I haven't gotten to.
Fucking liar. Marcel the Shell. Have you watched it?
That's theatrical. I didn't get to see it in the theater.
It's not.
I'll watch the fucking Shell movie. I've heard good things about Marcel.
But like, why aren't you going to theaters to support A24?
Because
I've seen like every A24 theater in the theater. If I
see
can,
fucking everything in theaters.
That's
Todd.
not true. I'm not going to go see The Woman King.
I saw
that one.
I saw A Star Is Born with Todd because Todd had to get all 3.
Yeah, I'm not going to fucking skip a fucking movie. And you know what, Dan? Shut the fuck up. You wanted to see it too. And we had to watch it for our Oscar show.
Yeah. They only had one boob, though, and that disappointed me.
And he was crying 90% of the movie.
That's bullshit. Bullshit, artist, Todd.
All right.
Yeah. If anything, we were making like Benoit jokes in the theater at the end of that. So yeah.
I mean, when do we not do that?
Right.
Yeah. That did feel like what are these two fucking dudes doing seeing A Star Is Born?
They were probably thinking other things.
We had a buffer seat. Come on.
We had a buffer seat. Yeah.
Should have did too.
You guys were holding hands and shit watching the movie together.
If your knees don't touch.
Ben Grimm says we'll be watching Woman King for the Oscars. God damn it! You're probably
Thank God I don't do those.
It's hard to imagine.
Damn it, now I'm gonna have to see it. Well, I'm not gonna see it till I get back.
I just can't see like Viola Davis is a fantastic actress. I don't know that I see her like just beating the shit out of people with a sword. I don't know. It's like
it's more believable than 355, though. I can believe Viola Davis could get a little more ass than Jessica or whatever her fucking name is.
Chastain, and who's also a great actress. Yeah, just miscast.
There's 2 movies that are coming out that I don't want to see. I can't say the other one because they might cancel me for not wanting to see it.
You know which one I missed? Emily the Criminal, but I think that's
that is now available on digital, Dan.
All right, I do want to watch that.
That hit digital. There's a couple. There's another really good one that hit digital. Well, Marcel the Shell, of course. But yeah.
Oh, and before I forget and move on to this next movie here, shout out to S'mores Indoors, friends of the show. They have 2 tournaments this week that I'm going to be on: Greatest Comedy Tournament and another Adult Film Star Tournament. So stay tuned for that. Actually, one of the movies reminded me of one of my picks, so that should be fun. All right.
Also, shout out to Slasher Home Video for his candy corn watch along. I was just on that. I think it was last Friday.
Yes.
Nice.
subscribe
to Chris's channel. That was a
he literally did this the live stream because of me talking shit in the Discord. It was pretty awesome. And he ate about like half a bag of candy corn in misery. So go watch that.
I do think he was supposed to eat the whole bag though, so he still has to.
Shit, I ate the whole bag during our Psycho show.
he's got to dump it on like a fucking DiGiorno pizza and do the Halloween pizza fucking thing that's going around.
Oh, that's a gimmick. I actually have some cold pizza waiting for me.
There's a meme right now just saying like, how do you know you're in the Halloween spirit? And it's somebody that dumped a fucking bag of candy corn on top of a frozen pizza and heated it up.
Oh, all right. I would be interested melted what that would taste like. I might waste some frozen pizza money to do this at some point.
You better fucking live stream that shit because I want to watch you vomit on cam.
Taste test.
I like candy corn.
So do I. Maybe we'll all do
eat
a Halloween show.
Oh, there you go. Eat something weird.
This is how we get the Lucifer Valentine interview. We got to send him damn puking this shit up.
What do we have next?
All right, so our next movie is GREYWOODS Plot from director Josh Stifter. And in this movie,
which is also available on digital this Friday.
Okay, sweet. So yes, after finding a tape of what appears to be a monster, 2 friends journey into the woods to uncover if the video was a hoax. So yeah, this follows a sort of cryptozoology YouTuber who's just kind of struggling. Channel's not taking off. Videos aren't really that compelling. And Dan
says it's because they don't have the Hat Man on their channel.
They don't have the Hat Man on their channel. Look, this is the face of a cryptozoology legend.
I can't even argue that.
We need to go out. Look, this is perfect. Like this is the motherfucker that catches the Squatch. Right.
I think we have to have the hunt for the Atlanta Sasquatch starring Dan. He's going to go out and try to find it.
There's no Squatch sighting.
Well, we just made up the legend. There is. Now, just be careful what part of the city you go.
We got to get me a fucking ape suit now.
You got to learn that.
I got to cut a hole though for the Night of the Demon effect.
That's fucked up. But no, I can kill a Squatch, Todd. Well, I wouldn't try and kill it. I mean, I would try and capture it and then turn it into a wrestling.
Capture it.
Of course I could capture it.
I can picture Dad just going up and trying to like tackle this thing and it just fucking grabs him, chucks him across the fucking forest.
I am a big guy. I think
dude, Squatches are fucking like ultra strong. Like they chuck fucking logs at people.
He's gonna find Lady Bigfoot and fall in love.
That's messed up. It's messed up. I'm gonna make this happen. You will shit your fucking pants when I'm dragging Squatch in a cage and you see me on CNN.
Next time you're in LA, Dan, I'll come down. Let's fucking go look for the gibbon.
Just make sure, Dan, when you're on the TV, wear our shirt. Oh wait, never mind.
But don't buy as many shirts. My bad.
You don't even have one?
He does not even have one.
I don't yet. I've been meaning to. I need to get the Barksline shirt. Though.
You need to get one before your convention. So you need to order that like ASAP.
Yes.
Because you need to be wearing our brand at the convention.
Christmas Cruelty. I got to get that because that will be on Blu-ray not too long.
What does that have to do with what I'm talking about?
Because we sell Christmas Cruelty merchandise. Todd.
Okay. Well, I'm more concerned about the other one.
Yeah. So, anyways, all right. We totally segued off of it.
Dan wrestles naked Sasquatches on the regular.
Oh my god!
Now is Dan naked or is the Sasquatch like shaved naked? That's my question. But Sasquatches
are always naked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So Dan would have to be.
Okay.
I have
We
some
we can
creative
discuss
ways
this
to
in
go.
the post show.
We should do a video
Well,
if we're
Dan,
ever.
save it for the post show.
All right, yes, because
We'll give it
my
all away.
wheels
Yeah,
are turning.
Sasquatch talk in the
Yeah.
post. So.
Yeah, we have to revisit. Actually, we did start a Sasquatch series, but we've done a
God
couple.
damn it,
So.
Ben.
Shriek of the Mutilated. Yes, we'll do that one next, Dan. Come on,
Yes,
talk about the movie.
I'm all right. I was the
I
fucking
know.
movie.
We might have just entertained you more.
Like 15 minutes in, and yes. So GREYWOODS plot. So this is a horror comedy. It's kind of, I don't know, Island of Dr. Moreau, Tusk, and actually, I don't know why, maybe it's the black and white, but Singapore Sling, I'll throw in there. Kind of like a blend of those for me. There's kind of a tone shift. I mean, it starts off very comedic. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I didn't particularly love this movie. I don't think it's going to do a whole lot for creature feature fans. I can't say that it particularly made me laugh. I thought the two friends, I didn't really, I don't know, maybe it was a chemistry issue, maybe writing to a certain degree. I just didn't particularly care. Then it kind of gets a little more oddball, kind of Tusk-ish towards the end. And it didn't work. It just did not work. It's another very low budget movie, quirky, but it didn't hit me in any specific way. I think this director has done some work for Trauma, I believe.
They picked up The Good Exorcist, which I was going to say I would recommend over this Josh Stifler. Now, here's the thing, though, with me recommending The Good Exorcist over this, which does have some good buzz, not just me. I don't know if I'm kind of like have the Trauma glasses on, so I'm liking it more than it should. Ooh, and you know what? Maybe tonight I'll debut the producer Todd facts on the post show.
Producer Todd facts. Yes.
Well, they were high thoughts, but I had different.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the acting's not horrible. It's just sometimes some of the line delivery was a bit off. I didn't think the tone shift worked. Yeah, I don't know. I hate to like shit on a movie that is ambitious. It's not been there, done that necessarily. It just, I just didn't like it.
I like the concept better than the execution, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I was looking forward to this because I do like his first film. It's different. It is.
Felt kind of like a student film at times.
Yeah. I think that black and white, probably lent itself to that, or but yeah, I unfortunately, yeah.
I don't think it's going to be anybody's like favorite indie gem, and I just have to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Again, maybe like FLUX Gourmet, there is somebody out there that's going to really love this, but
is it found footage?
No, not really.
What's the name of the movie? I already forgot. No, it's not.
Plot.
Thank you, GREYWOODS Plot. I couldn't think of the name.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking like the YouTube video within it or something. I was gonna say Saskatchewan Sasquatch or whatever they were doing. Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah. It made me want to rewatch some other. Well, this one's not really a Squatch film, but yeah, that's kind of like I was like, oh, I've got Shriek of the Mutilated sitting on the shelf. I kind of want to pop that in now. I hate to be so mean though, man. But it just didn't do anything. It just didn't connect with me. But once again, if you like this one, please weigh in the comments. And I do think there's some talent here. I think it's like a you get them next time situation. I'm not 100% sure if I've watched Good Exorcist, to be honest.
It hit Blu-ray in March, so.
Okay, then probably not then. There was some other Accidental Exorcist or something, which I actually remember being kind of decent. But yeah, this one, it didn't make me laugh. I didn't connect with the characters, which you kind of needed to connect with the two friends. their relationship could have been better defined. It just didn't work. So I'm sorry. I give it a 1 though for at least some ambition there. It's just kind of a slog. I don't know. I'd rather watch. Needed Trace Adkins is what it needed.
I'm a 1.5 on this one. I'm a little higher, but
okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's a miss. That's okay. So at least as far as our movies go, our main event, very curious to Yes, as far as movies, we do have American Horror Story as well. And once again, if you're joining us late, we've got a post show on Patreon, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures, where we'll probably talk about Sasquatch, Dick, and like whatever else we were
normal post show topics.
Yeah.
We'll elaborate more on the little person wrestling, maybe.
And Dan is hairier.
Oh man.
Than a Sasquatch. Yeah.
Up here. You don't know what's going on down there.
My guts
I
is down there.
Take it off, Dan.
I manscape. Absolutely.
All right. Well, we have to subscribe.
Yeah, we need to get
only Dan's.
We need to get the Manscaped sponsorship.
Dan can finally groom.
I'm tired of cutting myself, motherfucker. I need one, but they're expensive.
Yeah. So yes, Manscaped. Don't get your pubes caught in the razor. That sucks. So, Barbarian.
There's worse things than pubes get caught there that would suck, man. I'm just saying.
That's true.
So, anyways, let's talk about the fucking movies, guys.
Okay, yeah. Come on, Dan. Give us a professional intro. In theaters now.
In theaters now. Barbarian from writer-director Zach Kreger, which I'll talk about him in a minute if you don't recognize the name. In town for a job interview, a young woman arrives at her Airbnb late at night only to find that her rental has been mistakenly double booked and a strange man is already staying there. Against her better judgment, she decides to stay the night anyway, but soon discovers there's much more to be afraid of in the house than the other guests. All right, so before we get into the movie,
thank God I can fucking talk about this movie. I've been waiting for like 6 months. Jesus Christ.
I know you saw it early.
I'm officially allowed.
So before that, though, this is the solo directorial debut of Zach Kreger, who is a co-director on Miss March and the Civil War on Drugs with Trevor Moore. They actually were the co-creators of a sketch comedy show called The Whitest Kids You Know. Sadly, Trevor Moore just passed away this last year, I believe.
And to bring it back to Sasquatch, is he also produced that Hulu Sasquatch show?
Yeah,
the documentary.
Yeah,
that shit was awesome.
Yeah. So I was a big Whitest Kids You Know fan. If you haven't watched some of their sketch comedy, it's absolutely hilarious. Look up the YouTube videos. So, all right. Who wants to go first?
I can go.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Well, the one thing I'll say about this movie is if you're first off, go see it in theaters because seeing it on the biggest screen possible. I mean, it really puts you in the atmosphere. And one thing I will say is this movie does a great job of building like tension and just putting you right into the situation. Acting is great. I'm a huge Bill Skarsgard fan, and he is great in this, but so is the lead actress. I forgot what her name was, but she was fantastic. And man, this movie really took me for a ride. But once we get to the destination and we find out what's happening, I can't say what movie it is, but there's a certain full moon movie from the 90s that this pays pretty big homage to. It almost feels like a spiritual remake, and I was absolutely over the moon when we got to that point. There's also, I didn't look at the whole cast, but there's a Rob Zombie favorite that pops up in here too, and his part is so fucking awesome. I'm going to talk more in spoilers because there's so much to spoil about this movie.
We'll have a lot of longer spoiler talk on this.
I mean, atmospheric, sound design is great too. Just really puts you into this, weird situation. And as far as Airbnb horror goes, this is one of the best I've seen so far. I know we got the rental little bit back, and I love that movie too, but I think this even may surpass that one. And man, just the gore too, it delivered. You know, if you're a gore hound like me, definitely some highlight reel kills, one of which may be fighting with one of the best I've seen all year. And overall, just I loved it. I thought it was great. I do want to see it again. Probably when it comes. I was debating about going to the theater again, but maybe I'll wait till it comes out in VOD. But I am eager to rewatch it now, knowing everything going in, see how if it has the same effect. That's one thing I will say is maybe it won't on future rewatches, but I don't know that yet. But I'm definitely going to be picking this one up when it comes out on Blu-ray, and I think I'll see this one on the top of a lot of people's end of the year list.
Yeah, Dan, what do you think?
Okay, so went in not knowing much about this at all. Just
unfortunately, though, that I put over that I really loved it, so I'm hoping that does not influence anything.
Oh yeah, no, I knew you were a fan, but as far as the plot, didn't know a whole lot. You're better off if you don't. Just woman ends up in an Airbnb, and
the trailer did a great job of not giving you they just give you
unlike a recent vampire film that gives absolutely the entire fucking movie away in 90 seconds. Like even the fact that it's vampires, which is not a reveal until halfway through. So
is that the Ready or Not?
No, the Invitation.
No, that's
yeah.
Ready or Not with vampires.
Yeah. Well, Ready or Not's great, but anyways, so as far as the suspense goes. At the beginning, I mean, that is just amazing. There's nothing more suspenseful than going down into just this mysterious basement. No idea.
Simple but effective.
And I had no idea what was there. I had no idea what the reveal was going to be for this movie. There are tone shifts here. We jump around to different periods, I guess I can say. We tell multiple stories. I had a fucking blast with this.
Thank God. I was going to hate Dan if he did not. I'm just saying.
Let me finish.
Well, you already said you had a blast, so
I did. I had a blast.
Criticisms are fine.
Suspense was on point. The comedy was all on point, which I will say, there is some comedy here to be had. And,
I laughed at so many parts that I shouldn't have. But
we're gonna say a whole lot more in spoilers on that because it's hard to.
I know our hero doesn't even show up till like 40 minutes in.
Oh, that's fucked up, Todd.
There was one thing I was shocked that did not get changed, but you can figure out what that was.
So here's my issues, and I'll have to elaborate more in spoilers, but. There's some dumb stuff, some dumb character decisions, a lot of which could have been fixed. Trying to see what I can say. Well, one thing I can say, because she obviously goes down into the basement. That's obvious in the trailer. That made no sense to me whatsoever. I'm trying to be really careful, but at that point, I don't think that this movie did a good job of eliminating the cell phone from it, eliminating, I don't know. That part was kind of dumb, and this does require you to turn your brain off a little bit. There's another character that I'll talk about in the spoilers that I don't know why they have certain information that. It really bugs me because I did have a fucking blast. I'm going to buy hopefully it'll get a 4K. I will watch this again. It is so much fun. there were just those few little things like I can't ignore them because they didn't make sense.
Characters making dumb decisions I'm okay with because that moves your plot along, and that's been a thing forever.
Yeah, but this was really dumb, and there's a couple things that they could have.
But we'll talk about more in spoilers. I'd like to hear what.
Yeah, it doesn't ruin the movie. It does not ruin the movie. I don't want to dissuade anybody, but if you think too much about it, it's like, yeah, man, that's stupid. But I'll get more into that later. But overall, it's awesome. Everything works about it. Once you kind of, I don't
read it, Dan. Audio.
People do stupid shit every day. It's not unbelievable that people would in movies. Not quite like this. I can't quite, but we'll get into it. Effects wise, everything's on point. There's some great, like I said, it did a masterful job of mixing the suspense, the comedy, all of that. The actors, Georgina Campbell, by the way, is the lead. I thought she was excellent. Bill Skarsgard, obviously, always great. Richard Brake, he elevates even a shitty movie. So yeah, we'll get in. We're gonna have so much more to say about this one. Hopefully, didn't give too much away. Yeah. So, anyways, we want to rate this one.
Yep. Yeah, go for it.
All right. So, how much does it take it down for me? I'm gonna go 4.5. So, I'm not exactly. It would have been a 5 though. They could have fixed some things.
Yeah, I'm an easy 5 on this one. I loved every moment of it, and seeing it twice already. And I'll talk about there's little things tweaked in the spoilers, but yeah,
I'm a 4.5 out of 5 as well.
All right.
Room to grow though, maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
I know what you want, and you'll talk about that in spoilers.
Well, I'm just saying, give this movie the Axe treatment.
Yeah. All right, Dan. American Horror Stories. What our season finale? Let's talk about that before we go to spoilers.
Season finale on American Horror Stories, and I think this one will be pretty. We do spoilers for this, but I don't think this will be a spoiler-heavy review for this episode, at least on my end. This is American Horror Stories episode, season 2, episode 8, Lake, from director Tessa Blake. And in this one, when a boy drowns in Lake Prescott, the boy's mother, Erin, is the subject of several strange supernatural phenomena. She and the boy's sister, Finn, who witnessed his death, both go to the lake to get answers. Meanwhile, the boy's father, Jeffrey, is less interested in getting answers. So this stars Alicia Silverstone as the mom. So, it's only going to be so good. I will say,
Pugs. I should defend her for Pugs, but he's not here. So, oh well.
She's not. She is not good. Now, this isn't Requiem bad, where she kills the whole thing. She is just not a very good actress.
Yeah, she's never been though. So,
well, I know, and that's a problem.
I think the problem is even her. It's the casting directors who still fucking get her.
She's hit the age though. Like I can buy her as a mom. Like I think she's past the point of being typecast as far as like the Clueless role and everything.
But the problem is she still acts like that.
It's not great. It really this one, she just kind of hurts it. There's not a whole lot to this story. The twists are fairly obvious. I love water-based horror. I really do. And this made me really kind of reminded me of Lake Lanier, which is here in Georgia. It's the largest man-made lake in the entire country. So I kind of thought the idea of it was cool. It's nothing you haven't seen before 1,000 times. And she just doesn't have the chops to make me care, grieving wife, mother. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I think Unfortunately, we got a few middle of the road ones that makes this season middle of the road for me.
Yeah,
The
I
highs
think
were way up here, but then it was just like a lot of
I think we got 2 great and the rest were
Yeah.
for me.
This it's fine. There's nothing like horrible about this. It's 40 some minutes of stuff you've seen before.
It's
with
better
it.
than most of Into the Dark season 2.
Probably, yeah. I did like the last shot. I will say that. The last shot I thought was kind of cool. But
Definitely not enough to save it though.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to say, Dan. You already did it all for me.
Yeah, I knew it was good. I was watching this and I was like, man, I'm going to be struggling to find things to say. Alicia Silverstone, unless she's just, like I was going to say a loft scenario where you just keep her in there for a very short period of time. I think I'm done if she's starring in anything, honestly.
So we'll make sure we review every Alicia Silverstone movie from here on out.
Yeah. I'm totally screwing myself. It's going to be Alicia Silverstone is Pinhead.
Yes.
No.
Sorry, Kruger. It'd be worth it just to see Dan throw his shit fit.
Yeah, don't put that bad juju in the universe, Dan. Me, I didn't like it at all. The whole thing with the mom, the grieving mom, and the dynamic she had with the daughter, I really couldn't care less. And what they ended up doing with the husband and how he was kind of a reason why the son fucking ended up getting killed. It did nothing for me. Some cool looking zombies coming out of the lake at the end. I'll give it that, but it's a shitty way of ending the season.
Yeah.
It put this in like the middle and maybe ended with the fucking necro. That would have been a stronger way to close.
Yeah, I do like that we're getting more and more like no crossover, which the last several episodes were just standalone, which I do like that. But they got to up their game. They really do have to up their game. So I think we can get into spoiler talk, probably more or less just Barbarian tonight.
Yeah. All right, let's
just stalling.
Right. Okay, well, here we go. Spoilers. Yep.
All right, so the scene where the creature like jumps after her, that made me bust out laughing.
Dude, it was hilarious. but like and like for a second there, my logic is like, how did she get thrown off first and then end up on bottom? But then I was like, the way she dived down, like she was nose diving, so she would have been able to grab her and catch her. So that's why she fell, on top of her at the end. Man, those fucking kills. First off, the way Bill Skarsgard got his fucking head smashed in on that fucking wall was hardcore as shit. And I was not expecting it to be that bloody and gory, but 2 thumbs up. And then Justin Long's death is like highlight reel.
Apparently, it's fuck Justin Long's eyes. That's like the whole fucking thing.
Dude, like the way like she sticks her fucking fingers in his eyes, and the way the fucking mucus was oozing out of, and then she just tears his fucking head in half. Like, that was just so goddamn badass.
Who would have thought we'd live to see the day when Justin Long became Victor Salva?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, he wasn't that far.
Hey, you motherfucker! Do not disrespect AJ. He was more like a producer. He was not
Weinstein. All right.
Yes. You just fucking Dan's on the shit list again now for comparing him to that piece of shit.
Fair enough.
The joke worked better with Sal.
Yeah, but you're gonna make me say stuff that'll get me canceled. In my day, no.
Nah, but and just this totally felt like a spiritual Castle Freak remake. Like the design. I mean, you can't. There's no fucking, no denying the design. You know what I mean? And just really, really fucking cool to see a movie like this. Stuart Gordon would be proud.
So Dan, is this a woman you could beat up?
That's that's fucked
Was
up.
that your problem? There's no way she could beat up Justin Long or Bill Skarsgård.
She got the inbred strength, bro.
Uh,
I love
Yeah,
the dude. I love the piece of dialogue too when he's just like, when you have I forgot like exactly what he said, but basically he's just like when you fuck your brothers and your mothers over and over again, that's what you get. Like that was the homeless dude. Like that was just awesome.
I had a big issue with that character, and like knew absolutely everything. Like obviously the creature was going out to get food and all of that. But yeah, it's like he knew absolutely every detail. That didn't work for me. It didn't make any sense how
But
he would.
That's his hood. He's like the last one there.
Yeah, but he knew everything that was going on in the house.
Yeah.
Like
He's probably breaking in there at night.
Now I get they were going with the theme with the cops not believing people and all of that. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot that this doesn't.
Oh my god. The cop thing was fucking perfect.
Well, and how did the an appraisal guy not notice the basement, the camera, all of this? Like there's just a lot of people being in that house.
It did have that false door though.
Yeah, dude, a rope. Like
I know the fact 2 people pulled it and no one else did.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like I said, I gave this movie 4.5 stars, but there's a lot of like little things that some of it they could have avoided. Now, as far as her going down into the basement, I thought she was great, but that made me feel like this character deserves to die. Doesn't contact anybody before doing it. She's going to just take it on faith, go down into this basement, into the unknown for somebody that she's just getting to know that could be setting her up, could be down there to do nefarious things. It was just a lot. There was a lot that
some people are trusting though, Dan, unlike you. I think that might play into that.
I mean, I'm going to say a bottle of wine.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm true.
I'm making a call first. Even if the cops don't want to come down, there are things you can do at that point. I'm sorry.
I did laugh at when the cops thought she was just like some crazy crackhead.
Well, now
the window's broken right there too. Like it's like
because they don't want to see Dan. Cops come and save us. I get it.
Well, and it was in. I'm pretty sure it was in Detroit, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it made sense that the cops got there, and then the fucking next thing they know, they get a call that somebody's getting shot up, and they got to get out of there.
I'll tell you how that really would have went. They would have taken her into custody.
No, not in Detroit. They would have been like, fuck. They just like made it a fucking misdemeanor for murder and shit or like manslaughter. No, they're going to be like, bitch, get. Now, here's the thing that does bother me about that. They should have been able to tell she was not a crackhead. I'm sure Kruger knows why. Dan, why?
She was still a little bit clean for
no, she was dirty as fuck.
Yeah. She's a good-looking woman, though. There's not a lot of great-looking crackheads.
Okay, so you didn't get it either. Kruger?
Well, I mean, she wasn't scratching or anything, but...
Well, no. There's one big thing.
Isn't it heroin that makes you do the scratching?
The teeth were fucking Hollywood perfect.
Yeah, that's
that drove me insane. I didn't notice that. Or they just didn't give a shit.
I mean, I know people that have done meth that somehow like managed to keep their fucking teeth.
And they probably look like caps too. So she could have technically got caps and then became, I don't know, whatever.
There's a lot, like the whole idea that this place was being rented out. It's just, again, I overlooked it and gave it would have been a 5. I just had to take off a little bit because it was quite a few things.
Well, you know, it's not like a real movies are supposed to be fantasy. So like those little things don't bother me.
There's still certain things that, I don't know. In this case, I do think there was some stuff that they could have fixed.
Because if you pick at it, like the whole thing doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You could have just had that homeless guy, for example. Just he knows that there's something bad there. he didn't have to know absolutely every detail.
I did laugh my ass off though when he was just like, she never comes in here, and then fucking breaks through the thing. Oh, I fucking didn't even say it, dude. They fucking did Quan Chi's fatality from fucking Mortal Kombat 4. Ripped his mother. So Quan Chi, if you play Mortal Kombat 4, the best fatality in the whole game is Quan Chi. He takes your fucking leg, rips it off, and beats you to death with it, and doesn't stop after the guy goes. It just has the animation of him just doing it over and over and over again. They nailed it with him her ripping the homeless guy's arm off and beating him to death with it. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Ben says, I to be honest, I'm totally that person that'd check out a weird hallway on my own. A little bit more was going on at this point, Ben. Like I don't think you would have been. And if you did, I'm sorry, Ben, you might deserve to suck on that inbred.
It's a white people thing. I don't know.
Also, yeah.
She was half, so
checks out weird noises and looks outside with the flashlight when my motion sensor lights go off.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Sure, but you're inside, and at that point I've got my gun, so she didn't have like a gun or anything. I mean, even just break that fucking door. So it, like have that option at that point. There's a lot. I couldn't ignore it.
Ben says it's my white half.
Yes. It was hers too.
There you go. Man, I don't know. But I don't want to give the impression that this is not an awesome fucking movie.
But it's just straight up like I don't want to say old school horror movie, but it is. It's just it's not trying to be elevated. It's just trying to be a good fucking horror movie that doesn't fucking do like the teeny bopper shit that we get all the time. This is a good adult horror. Yeah.
And it is. I will say I love stuff that's set in Detroit because a few decades ago, Detroit was kind of a thriving area. Look at YouTube and some of these areas, well, outside Detroit, I should say, some of these like neighborhoods that are just gone. Like it honestly, the look, I don't know where they actually shot this, but the look was, I think, very authentic. You can see like just ghost town.
Maybe they put the bum in there because he lived there and they wouldn't let him shoot otherwise.
This poor bastard's gonna watch this review and be like, "This fucking asshole."
No, but yeah, I loved it. I finally.
It's a good time, and it does make that because the first half is so incredibly tense, and the fact that they were able to pull off like kind of some of the comedic shift and everything, that's not easy to do, and I think they did this well. So it made me overlook some things.
One thing I did want to say too, and I've always, Todd's probably thought about this too, but I've always had the weird concept in my head when I'm just driving around. Maybe somebody cuts me off, and I'm like, I want to just follow them home and beat the shit out of them type of thing. And they and they use that like that thing where he sees the girl and then he meticulously is following her around, then gets in his jumpsuit, and just the whole way that played out, I can see people being fucking absolutely terrified after they watch this movie and end up cutting somebody off at home. Because it's been in my head since I've been doing that. Like, I got to watch what the fuck I do. Cause this motherfucker could be anybody out there. You know what I mean? And yeah, we need that prequel. I need the prequel of seeing all the inbreeding and all the fucked up shit. I want that in my life.
See, I just want the serial killing part or the killing part.
Oh no, I want everything, dude. I want to see that fucking, Lady Castle freak get born and shit. Like,
I want to see it as a sitcom. Like just like Richard Brake and like his inbred family. Like I just want it to just be like, I don't know, basement. I don't know. I'm kind of
you guys watch
Basement Buddies or something. I don't know.
Ben Grimm says you guys watch that Demon House documentary where Zach Baggins bought that haunted house in Detroit. Yes, I have actually.
Should I watch it, Kruger?
It's okay. I didn't hate it. It's better than fucking his shitty show. So.
Are we done with spoilers, by the way?
Ask that. I think I am. Yeah.
All right. There you go. So you're safe from spoilers now. So yeah. I think we had a pretty good, kind of a mixed night.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know
see
who
Barbarian though, for sure.
Yeah.
And we'll get Trace Adkins like in a prequel. Maybe he's like the father of one of the missing girls. Everything's just got to be like Trace Adkins avenging his kid now.
Was he on the same season as Busey and Meatloaf of Celebrity?
He might have been. He was on that.
I know he was.
I mean, I haven't gone back. I don't know if that's streaming anywhere, but
I don't know if they kept it up at NBC. Yeah, maybe on Peacock.
No, I'm just getting the picture of Gary Busey walking in front of Meatloaf's gravesite, pissing all over it with his pants down.
He would be doing something else.
I was gonna. Yeah, I better. Yeah, we're not at the post show yet. We probably should.
Yeah, we're gonna get into. Yeah, we're gonna get it. This nonsense will continue on Patreon at patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. So, yeah, we'll talk more about Sasquatch and inbreeding and all that good stuff there. So, Todd, what do we have coming up next Wednesday for the good folks?
All right, we have. Yeah, see, I wasn't ready.
Oh, that's okay.
No, I already know. Next week we have Pearl, the American Amazon remake of Goodnight Mommy.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Something in the Woods. Kingdom of the Dinosaurs.
Very good.
And okay. Salamon, is that how we say it, Dan?
So I'm gonna say Saloon.
Oh, that's the African action horror movie that's
from. Well, it's a horror movie, but yeah, from Senegal. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's what we got in store next week. So hopefully we have another positive review for Pearl. So
we'll see. I think I'm gonna have because I'm watching Little People kick the shit out of each other tomorrow, so I'll probably see it Friday.
Yeah, I'm going to Pearl tomorrow. I'm
doing a triple. I'm doing that murder mystery comedy that I can't think of the name of. Pearl and then Confess Fletch.
I think Ghost was talking about that in the chat, saying it's getting some really good buzz. So
yeah, I'm still disappointed we never got the 90s 2000-ish. I think it would have been early 2000. The Jason Lee version that was going to be Kevin Smith.
Well, let's continue this conversation on Patreon because I have a couple things to ask you about too, because I'm not sure if you saw them yet. So guys, thanks for joining us once again. Patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. You can support us starting at just $1. We will also have that Slashtober early, another Slashtober tournament episode dropping tonight or now roughly as well.
8 o'clock.
There you go. 8 o'clock.
11 o'clock Eastern.
Sweet. So good night for now. We'll see you on Patreon.
Sweet dreams, motherfuckers.